Hello and welcome or welcome back. Again, I just want to off the bat apologize. I am still not feeling great, so I'm a little sniffly and a little congested. I apologize if you can hear that. I will try to edit out as many sniffles as I can. But I wanted to get into how my investments have been going. It's about that time to update. So, I don't want to die on the Walmart floor. I want to be able to retire one day. So this is how I've been doing, contributing to my Roth IRA, which is a tax-advantaged retirement account, individual retirement arrangement is what IRA actually stands for. And you are limited to $6,500 in contributions for the tax year. As of 2023. So that means up until the tax day of 2024, so that's usually like mid-April, up until that date, I can contribute up to $6,500. I would really like to do that, even though that is a big chunk of my income, because I make under $19 an hour. But I am going to do my best to reach that amount. I'm actually making some pretty good progress because of a bunch of different things happening in my life, but I'm okay with it. In any case, let's get into it. So for my contributions, I double checked, and if you've been watching, I switched to Fidelity from Schwab. So that means some of my contributions were in Schwab and some are in Fidelity. So I have to add those two amounts together in order to get my total contribution, because it's not $6,500 per account, it's $6,500 per account type. So if I have 3 different Roth IRAs with 3 different companies, I can still only contribute $6,500 total. So those amounts added together are $4,717.31 for this year. So 47, I'm going to say this is somewhere around here. So I'm going to color up to this point. And while I am coloring, I do want to say I don't know how much progress I'm going to be making after this point, because as I have mentioned, my priorities are shifting, because now that I am relatively stable financially, it's time to get my partner stable. So I will be switching over to his YouTube account and kind of, hostile taking it over, because I want to get his crap together, basically. And I want him to be the one, the main one that, not handling all the interactions, but I want him to be more involved in the process. So I'd like him to be able to see the comments himself, without just being a subscriber of mine. I want him to get the notifications. I want him to be involved, because this is his money. And, well, I mean, technically it's our money, but I think his budget needs to get in order, and because he has kids that are not mine, they didn't come from me, because he has his own kids with someone else, we can never fully merge our finances, because there could be legal repercussions for that. So I'm just basically hostile taking over his finances, and I'm gonna make him get his crap together. And yes, I say that to him, to his face. Don't judge me. Also, please don't judge me for being in a onesie. I'm very comfortable. I don't know if you can tell that's what I'm in. But yes. Anyway, I'm real happy with this progress. That means I have less than $2,000 left to contribute for this year. And I think I can actually do it. I think I can do it. Oh, and you can see my ring. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how things are going. Oh, and my kitty decided to stand on the table. No, baby. No. Can you see him? No. He might poke his little head in. Okay. So, any case, let us look at the plan. I have edited this just a little bit. If you know, you know, but I had Fidelity come up with an investment strategy. It's like an automatically created thing that you can do, like based on your current finances or whatever. But I decided I was going to put the date on here so that I could see at a glance what it is and the total amount that I had invested at that point. So this was about a month ago. So November 14th of 2023, I had $27,591 at that time. And this is what I'm trying to get the pie chart to look like, but currently this is what it looks like. So it is what they consider like their most aggressive is what I'm going with, and I need to get to just regular aggressive, so that I don't have the like wild ups and downs so much. But this is what we call, what do they call it? It's it's diversification. So like making things, you know, kind of representative, I guess, across the board to a certain extent. So this is 60% domestic stock, 25% foreign stock, and 15% bonds is what this should be, what I'm aiming towards. I am not there yet, but I am working my way in that way, which for me currently is just buying more bonds and foreign stock to kind of level this out. So let us see where I am now. So this is a month later. This is December 13th today. You know, I just ran this. December 13th, 2023. So a month later, I have $30,766 invested. So I went up almost $3,000, which is wild because that is more than I make in my paycheck. But that is kind of the benefit of like investments going up. So I have almost 3,000 more. Look at this score. My retirement score is 38. That's not good, y'all. That's not good. It says I may have $1,706 a month at retirement. I may need $4,435 a month. That's not great. That's not great. But we're working on it. We're trying to get there. But what progress I have made here is, you can see here, this pie chart, this current pie chart looks a little better than this one, just a little bit. So I went from 87% domestic stock to 82% domestic stock, and from 7% foreign stock to 9% foreign stock, and from 6% bonds to 8% bonds. So I do have more foreign stock and more bonds now, which means like by default I have less domestic stock. That is still a far cry from 60, 25, 15, but it's progress, y'all. It's progress. And there's this thing called capital gains. So long-term capital gains, and I'm not a professional. This is not professional advice, but long-term capital gains, it basically means you're taxed at a different rate. So short-term capital gains, that's the money you make from your investments, and that is like less than a year, where if you invested the money for less than a year, basically, you know, total layman's terms, y'all, total layman's terms, but you pay like regular income tax on that. But if you have long-term capital gains, which is, you know, having these having these things that you buy and then you hold them for longer, then that means that you pay less in taxes. So I'm trying to go the long-term capital gains route, and I'm trying to wait at least a year before selling anything. But at that point, I want to sell most of what I have and like manually choose the things that will put me here. Because if I just try to buy more foreign stock and bonds, it's going to take me a long time to get this percentage up to this. It's going to take a long time. So after a year, I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch over so that I can invest this. The problem with that is if I have my normal investment account that's not tax advantaged at all, that would mean that I would have to pay taxes if I sold everything. So I don't know exactly if I'm going to be ready to pay taxes on that money at that point, but I don't know. We shall see what happens. We shall see. But I tell you what, I don't want to die on the Walmart floor. I don't want to die broke. I want to be able to retire. I want to not have to rely on Social Security, which means I need to get my act together and I need to really invest. Yeah. So that's that. If you have any questions or anything, I do suggest, again, layman, totally not a professional, but I do suggest if you're interested in Fidelity that you try to do the Fidelity investment strategy, because it's free. It gives you kind of a goal to work towards, and it lets you choose investments that can work for your time horizon, which is when you plan to retire and how much money you think you might need. And I think it breaks it down in a way where, especially if you just pay attention to where to put your money and how much to put in, I think this kind of thing is so simple that just about anyone can keep up with it. Make the pie look like that pie. I think it's pretty straightforward, and you want a higher score. 38 is not a good score. You want a higher score, so put more money in it and make the pie look like that pie. I feel like that is something that can be done by just about anyone. And again, you don't have to go with the same target asset mix I went with. I just did this because this is how I feel like I can make things work. But when you do it yourself, when you fill out the thing for the investment strategy, you might not be comfortable with something this aggressive. So you might end up with something more conservative. I don't know. I'm not your mom. I don't work for Fidelity. Fidelity's not giving me any money for this, y'all. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not monetized in any way, shape, or form. So, you might not get these same numbers, and that's okay. But you'll get a score. You get a score, and it'll tell you what you need to work on to get your pie to look like the pie that you want. And I think that's what's most important, and I think that is totally doable even for someone who is not financially savvy. I really like Fidelity, and I really like this kind of thing because I think it's a lot more user friendly. I used to have a Charles Schwab account, and I liked it, but at least from what I saw, because their website is not nearly as user friendly as this, we didn't get anything like this. I didn't have a little pie to aim for, so I felt like I was kind of flailing, and they had me read a lot of there was a guide where you like read certain articles and watched certain videos that educated you on certain things, but I want to point and click, y'all. I want to point at the pie, make my pie look like that pie. Go. And I want to start working on it. So this is, long story short, this is where I am. And I think I've made some decent progress. And I'm okay with it. And if I can do this, like every, honestly, I'm not going to make this much progress every month. But if I can make any kind of progress, if I can make this number go up by 1 every month, make this number go up by 1 every month, or even 1 every 2 months, like, I feel like this could be something doable. I feel like I may not have to like flail and retire with like nothing, eating dog food in my like aunt's basement or something. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But that's it. That's all. I did want to say I apologize for not having a Monday Fund Day video. I had wanted to do one, but my budget kind of imploded on Thursday and Friday because of the whole like engagement situation. There was some celebrating with friends, and I spent a lot of money that I had not planned on spending. And also there was a situation with buying a hotel room for the cruise that I'm planning on going to. So that amount is going to have to get refunded, and we're going to have to recharge to a different hotel because mistakes were made. More money than I planned on spending was spent, and it's just, we're not having a good time with finances right now, which is wild because this is like supposed to be the last budget of the month, of the year, and we're just having all kinds of snacks. Friday's video is going to be a wreck, and I can already see it now. Even though I haven't checked my transactions yet, I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done posting this. It's going to be a mess, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, but I'm kind of impulsive, and, festivities were calling, and my stomach was empty, and I wanted to drink, and I wanted to have fun, and I don't know. We'll see. But I love you. I appreciate you. This has been too long already, and I'm sorry again for that. Always remember that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.